Hey everyone, we're back with a new It's Japan Man show.
On this show, we take a look at the otaku lifestyle and take a sneak peek at this amazing subculture.
But first, we thought we'd show you something you may have seen in an anime or a movie and thought, is that really how they do it?
Yeah, in a city full of 13.23 million, where do you park your car?
Let's go find out.
Wow, I love how all this stuff is just normal in Japan.
I know, during the movie Tokyo Drift, one of the characters gets their car out of a car park, and when you see it happening like that, you think it's not quite real.
It's true, that was so cool. I love how the Japanese are able to make use of every tiny little space available to them.
But moving along, you may have noticed during our segment last week at Doki Doki Station, all the gamers in the background.
Funnily enough, Japan Man, I did notice that. It was kind of hard to miss them. It was a huge crowd.
Well, this week we go back to Doki Doki Station to have a look at the hunting habits of Melbourne gamers, and we find out exactly which game has developed a huge fan base following.
Massive.
So we're here today with Brad, one of the main founding members of the Monster Hunter get-togethers in Melbourne. Brad, thanks for your time today.
Thanks for having me, man. I mean, it's always good to spread the love of Monster Hunter to everyone else who wants to see on the Interverse.
So, how long has this Monster Hunter group been around?
Well, it came out with the release of Monster Hunter 3U, which was about April this year.
Did you have a hard time getting the group started? Did everyone just come around this community?
I was at Supernova playing Monster Hunter with a bunch of the guys there, and I was talking with my mate Chuck, and Chuck and I go why don't we start a group? Why don't we get everyone together and get them to start playing the game? So we did that, and then the Mana Bar started helping us out with their Street Bar Saturday events, expanded there, and then we got lucky. We kind of got a break there because Nintendo Australia put us on their press list, on their mailing list, so everyone knew about it. Not about the Facebook group, but about the events. Started turning up the events, everyone started joining the groups. There's a couple of Monster Hunter Melbourne groups out there, but we now have combined them all into one kind of major group. We're just at about 150 members at the moment, celebrating not just Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, but now with Monster Hunter 4, people still playing Freedom Unite, all Monster Hunter games, as well as the surrounding culture around it.
Now, Monster Hunter as a series has enjoyed enormous success in Japan. Do you see that success being replicated here in Australia?
Not quite. It's a very different market. I mean, Monster Hunter 4 shipped 4 million in Japan, so it's really huge. I have a group of 150 members, so of course it's not going to be the same. When I went to TGS, I saw everyone with PSPs playing Monster Hunter. We're not going to get that success here, but there is still certainly a place for it, especially in Western culture. When I was at Capcom USA, they did an event there, and that event had 300 to 400 people turn up. So there's obviously still a very large spot for that community, and a spot for that franchise to really grow.
So does this group get any national or international attention?
It does. So Capcom Unity, so bless the guys at Capcom USA, shout outs to Brett and Yuri for helping me out. They gave us a lot of coverage over in San Francisco when we did our major event recently, All Hunters Eve, because that tied with their All Hunters Eve event. So we're getting international recognition. I was on Monster Hunter streams and people from Mexico knew who we were. Behind the Japanese and American communities, I would very safely say we're third.
Really?
Only just in front of the UK community, which is also very, very large.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well, it takes a lot. It just takes a lot of work, you know. Nintendo have been really helpful giving us prizes. Capcom America have been sending prizes from the States to us to give away, and people love free things.
So, what do you personally think as a gamer that the series does so well? Like, what does it have over, I guess, other similar, franchises?
I think, again, to go back to that local play thing, the local play thing helps a lot. I mean, in Japan, of course, not so much here. You can be sitting there playing Monster Hunter, and someone can joke you playing Monster Hunter, and then sit down and play. Mind you, that happens here too. That just happened to me a few days ago. And I was playing Monster Hunter 4, the Japanese one, and someone goes, "You guys playing 4?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they just sat down and pulled one out. I'm like, "What?"
Awesome.
This game isn't even out in America or here yet. This is crazy. That community aspect is what keeps this particular franchise going. And I think if it lost the community aspect, if it went full online, I do reckon that would spell disaster for it. It needs to keep that local aspect. It needs to keep that community game.
It brings people together.
And it brings people together. I mean, all battle collaboration games are meant to be like this. You see God Eater trying it. It sold 400,000, 10% of the amount. Soul Sacrifice tried it. There's a bunch of other battle collaboration games out there. But Monster Hunter has the community down pat. They have the Capcom Festa events in Japan with everyone dressing up and there's giveaways, and it's kind of like Final Fantasy has a huge fan community.
Yes.
Monster Hunter has taken that similar approach, and it's worked for them incredibly well, especially with them getting into like Nendos and Figmas and Capcom figure builders,
expanded
all
the
of that
universe.
as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
It sounds like it's got some real heart. So, back to Monster Hunter 4 that hasn't been played yet. We've even got some guys behind here playing it. How do you manage with the game being all in Japanese?
It's difficult. I don't speak a lick of Japanese at all. I have the game as well. I was playing it until until you guys are like, "Get into interview." I'm like, "All right," but it does require a little bit of know-how. If you've played 3U or any of the older Monster Hunters, it helps because a lot of the armor sets give the same abilities. A lot of the weapons are the same and require the same materials to make. But in this particular version of the game, they added so many things which I still don't understand. The ability to exchange charms for other charms, which are kind of like accessories if you're like a JRPG player. Things like exchanging parts, because you can still make armor from old Monster Hunter games, but that monster is not in the game. So how do you get the parts? By trading those parts. I have a lot of difficulty. We get lucky here. A few of the guys in our community can read it fairly fluently, or at least read enough to get by. I can read a real little bit, and it helps me from time to time, but it's really all about memorization. And Monster Hunter is a learner's game. It's not a game you can go into blindly and kind of go, "What am I doing?" You'll get smashed. If you've done the research, you put in the hard hours, you've played it, you know what's going on, that means you can play any Monster Hunter and know what's going on. Therefore, we're all playing 4, and we're all fine.
That's awesome. I love games that still incorporate stuff from past games, They don't cut any of the fans out. You can always move forward.
Well, I would say that's a success to what Monster Hunter is. I mean, they release a new version every year. And of course, unfortunately, whenever they release it in English, you do miss out on a few things. A lot of the event-based DLC you miss. I don't know if we'll get the Mario, like the Mario cat suit or the Link armor or not. Hopefully we will.
Well, it's the stuff that you want.
The extra stuff.
Well, one of the players here has got the cat armor, got the Mario Luigi cat armor, because you can only get it by going into a 7-Eleven in Japan and getting the quest, and then playing online with somebody that has it. So it's a bit of a pain to get, but I'm looking forward to hopefully getting that myself very soon.
Great.
Definitely.
Well, let's hope that Capcom sees the light of day soon and release Monster Hunter 4 in the West. We're eager to start hunting new monsters, and there are a whole ton of new areas to explore, and we all can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, that's why I got it early. I got a Japanese 3DS specifically to play Monster Hunter 4. I mean, sure, it helps now. I can play like Project Mirai 2, Digimon World, a bunch of other games, but I got it for Monster Hunter, and I'm very happy I did.
Great.
We're glad you did too, Brad. Thanks for your time. Good luck with all your hunting.
Thank you. Happy to hunt.
Thanks, Brad. One of the other popular aspects of the otaku lifestyle would have to be from the music world, what's commonly referred to as J-pop.
We love J-pop. There's a huge range of artists, including Ayumi Hamasaki, Kodakumi, and the group with 48 female members, AKB48.
One of the more widely seen and hugely popular artists would have to be Kiadi Pamu Pamu. This J-pop star started off life as a Harajuku fashion blogger before becoming an overnight sensation.
With catchy hits such as Pom Pom Pon, Fashion Monster, and Candy Candy, she has won herself legions of fans worldwide.
For our Otaku Spotlight this week, we recently caught up with Melbourne-based cosplayer, DJ and self-professed Kiadi fan, Katie Smile.
We were lucky enough to get to see her Kiari collection, including cosplays, merchandise and music.
Hi, I'm Katie Smile and this is my Otaku life. Well, I've always had an interest in Japanese culture, so ever since I was young, when I first watched anime, Shuritsukake Sakura was my first, and one day in 2012 I was watching Ayumi Hamasaki on YouTube and Carrie's Pon 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 came up and suggested, and that's where I first saw Carrie and I fell in love with just everything, all the happiness and all the colours. Oh, she's just my idol, really. Everything she is, I want to be. I want to be confident and dress how I want and be pretty and happy, and I'd love to be a singer and a dancer and a model just like her. She really is my idol, my inspiration. The dress, it just kind of like evolved. Like, I got sick of wearing black every day, and the splash of colour was just, it was like relief. It was just a big change, and the cosplay started because I used to go on a dress-up doll set online called Stardoll, and my friends would dress up like Carrie, and I kind of went over the top and made it all perfect, and then I thought, why not put that into real life? And yeah. The first one, Pon Pon Pon, I made. I have two Pon Pons. I have one I bought from Bodyline, and the first one ever made was Pon Pon Pon, and yeah, I make all of them.
Wow.
Usually I can learn it in a week, but I get lazy sometimes. Like, Moto Night has been out for like a month or over a month now, and I've only learned the chorus. Most of my friends are supportive, like in the cosplay community, but my mum just kind of goes with it, and my boyfriend's just kind of like, oh, I wish you'd still wear black, but you know, he accepts me, so it's kind of like mixed, but no one's really against it, so. Well, for like an hour. Yeah, since I do it more, I have more practice so I can do it quicker. The wigs usually are what takes the longest, but I have to brush them, and sometimes my eyelashes just won't work, so yeah. Oh well, Kakap Sakura, that's my favourite, my ultimate favourite. I love it so much I decided to have it tattooed on my body. I love it that much. I also like Sailor Moon, Shingeki no Kyojin, Mamoru Penguin Drum. I love Mamoru Penguin Drum. And Madoka Magica. They're probably my top ones. Oh gosh, yes. I was up till like 2 for like the whole week leading up to it, just like listening to all my songs, making sure people could dance to them. And like the bits where it would sort of be kind of slow, like in, for example, Step You by Ayumi Hamasaki, I'd have to, like, the clapping bit, and on the night people actually copied me a lot with all my moves. So there was clapping, and that was like my main worry, that one song, because it was kind of slow in that bit, but everyone still got into it, so it was cool. I would love to DJ a whole lot more, it was just so fun. It was the closest thing I ever had to performing, well, outside of school, but yeah, I would love to do it again. Hopefully Craig was impressed and I get to do it again. If you enjoyed my Otaku life, I'll see you next time.
And now it's time for our anime review.
Today we're going to be looking at the super duper 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 kawaii Vivid Red Operation.
For those of you who haven't seen the anime Vivid Red, it revolves around the story of 4 young schoolgirls who come together and discover they can harness the power of friendship to combat the threat known as the Alone.
So this animation, the music, the characters, everything about this, I just loved it so much. Cosplayers, if you are into super amazing outfits, you must watch this. I'm imploring all cosplayers to watch this anime.
Yeah, it is really amazing. Like, the characters are really well written and they're just so cute, and the transformations, the way they come together and actually transform, just has to be seen to be believed.
Oh my god.
Everything in this anime is just, you know, top notch. It's fantastic.
Super kawaii. We even have a little guy trapped in someone else's body that provides the kawaii action as well. You guys are going to love it. I would say I will give this 5 out of 5 kendos. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, look, I have to agree with Neko on this one. This anime was like, you know, I just thought it was fantastic. So I'm definitely going to give it the highest recommendation and give it 5 kendos out of 5 as well.
Watch it. Now, back this week, we have our good friend Steph with another episode of Game Declassified.
This week, Steph decodes the story behind the Square Enix RPG, Final Fantasy X.
And now for one of my favourites. Final Fantasy X is the story of Tidus, a young blitzball superstar from the technologically advanced metropolis, Zanarkand. One day his world is turned upside down when a monstrous beast attacks the city. Fleeing the attack, Tidus encounters his mentor, Auron, who identifies the enemy as Sin. Amidst the chaos, and with a cryptic parting message from Auron, Tidus is mysteriously ripped to Spira 1,000 years in the future, where Zanarkand has long been since laid to ruin, and the world relies on the efforts of summoners to bring a temporary relief from Sin. Believing Sin to be the key to returning home, Tidus joins a young summoner named Yuna as one of her guardians, and accompanies her on a pilgrimage to bring about an eternal calm. Final Fantasy X-2 is Yuna's story, set in Spira 2 years later, where Yuna and the rest of the world are coming to terms in living in a land without Sin. Now a sphere hunter and member of the Gullwings, Yuna leaves behind her uneventful life in Besaid after being shown a sphere resembling her lost love, Tidus. I hope you, like me, are looking forward to the HD remaster coming out sometime this year. This has been Steph with Game Declassified.
Well, that's all we have time for on this episode of It's Japan Man.
But join us next week when we take a look at the anime-inspired dance event,
Neko Nation! So excited!
As always, we'd love to hear your feedback and suggestions.
So drop us a line at rjm@japandemand.com.
And until next week, I'm Japandaman.
And I'm Neko, signing off.
Matane!